Must be hard having the pretty daughter, Mom's friend Diane said, eyes locked on my sister Chloe like she was appraising a diamond. Mom nodded sympathetically, sighing. She gets all the attention. It's exhausting, really. I was sitting right there, 3 feet away on the same couch, invisible as wallpaper. I stood up slowly, 24 years of being the smart one, finally breaking something inside me. The modeling contract I never told you about paid for this house. The one you're sitting in, that I bought. For you, Mom's friend gasped. Mom just stared, her coffee cup frozen halfway to her lips like time had stopped. My name is Maya Thompson, and if you think this is just about vanity or sibling rivalry, you're already missing the layers. This is about a mother who assigned roles to her daughters before we could walk, Chloe the pretty one, Maya the smart one, and never noticed when reality refused to follow her script. The living room fell, silent except for the grandfather, clock I'd bought at an estate sale in Milan, not that anyone ever asked where it came from. Chloe shifted uncomfortably in the accent chair, her beauty queen posture cracking just slightly. She knew, she'd always known. We'd kept each other's secrets for so long, I'd forgotten some of them were mine to tell. What modeling contract? Mom's voice came out strangled, like the words were fighting her. I pulled out my phone, scrolling through hidden folders I'd labeled taxes so no one would look. This one. And this one. Oh, and this one from when I was 18. You remember when you told everyone I was at math camp? I was in Paris, walking for Versace. The photos appeared on the screen like evidence in a trial. Me on runways in Milan, Tokyo, New York. Me in Vogue. Not the feature on Chloe that Mom had framed, but 3 editorial spreads she'd never seen. Me as the face of a fragrance campaign that ran for 2 years, my eyes staring out from billboards Mom drove past daily without recognizing her own daughter. That's not possible, Mom stammered. You're not. Chloe's the model in the family. Chloe does local pageants and department store catalogs, I said, not unkindly but truthfully. I've been working internationally since I was 17. The academic scholarships that put me through Columbia, that was modeling money. The tech job that lets me work remotely, I retired from full-time modeling at 22 with enough invested to never work again. Diane's mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. But Chloe's the pretty one, according to who? I asked. Mom? Who decided when we were toddlers that blonde and blue-eyed meant pretty, while brown hair and green eyes meant smart? Who spent 24 years introducing us as my beautiful daughter Chloe and my brilliant daughter Maya, as if those were our only possible attributes? Chloe finally spoke, her voice small. Maya, don't. No, Chloe, I'm done. Done pretending I'm not pretty enough to stand next to you. Done letting Mom erase half of who I am because it doesn't fit her narrative. You never said anything, Mom accused, as if this was somehow my fault. I tried. When I was 15 and that scout approached me at the mall, the one you said was obviously confused and meant to approach Chloe, when I was 16 and asked to go to that modeling camp, you laughed and said, leave that to your sister. When I was 17 and got accepted to the agency, you said it was a scam because real modeling agencies would want Chloe. I was protecting you. From what? Success? Money? Self-confidence? Or from threatening the story you'd been telling yourself, that Chloe was the pretty one and I was the smart one and that's just how things were? I pulled up another photo. This was last month. In Los Angeles. I was the lead in a Super Bowl commercial that aired this year. 30 seconds, $5 million budget. You texted during the Super Bowl about Chloe's new headshots. My commercial played right after you sent that text. Mom's face had gone pale. The car commercial, the woman driving along the coast, that was me. Your invisible daughter. The one sitting right here while you discuss how hard it is to have one pretty child. Diane tried to recover. Well, but Chloe's naturally beautiful and I'm what? Artificially intelligent? I laughed, but it was sharp. You want to know the difference between Chloe and me? She believed what Mom said about her. I refused to believe what Mom said about me. That's not fair, Chloe protested. You know what it's been like being the pretty one? Yeah, Chloe, I do know. Because I've been living it for 7 years while everyone in this family pretends I'm not. Do you know what it's like to have your own mother look through you? To bring boyfriends home who can't take their eyes off me while Mom insists on showing them your photos? To have designers beg to dress me while Mom asks if they have anything that would look good on you? Stop it, Mom said weakly. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. For the first time in my life, I'm being honest about what it's like to be erased in my own family. I walked to the mantelpiece, running my finger along photos Mom had carefully curated. Look at these. Chloe's pageant photos, Chloe's prom, Chloe's headshots. Where are my photos, Mom? You never gave me any. I gave you my Columbia graduation photo. You put it in the study. Behind Dad's golf trophies. I gave you the magazine covers. You said they were too commercial for the living room. I gave you photos from my travels. Milan, Paris, Tokyo. You asked why I didn't have any normal pictures. Because you were always hiding. Mom exploded. Always in your room, always with your books, always trying to disappear because you'd already decided I was invisible. Do you know why I really spent so much time in my room? I was doing online modeling classes, learning about fashion, practicing my walk in secret because God forbid I compete with Chloe's territory. Diane stood up awkwardly. Maybe I should go. No, stay, I said. You started this? You should hear how it ends. I turned back to Mom. When I bought this house, this 4-bedroom colonial you've been living in for 3 years, what did you tell people? Mom's silence was deafening. You told them Dad's life insurance paid for it. Dad, who's been gone for 10 years. Life insurance that barely covered his funeral. You'd rather lie than admit your smart daughter made millions being prettier than you could ever imagine. Millions? Diane squeaked. The fragrance campaign alone was worth $2 million over 3 years. The Super Bowl commercial? $700,000 for 1 day's work. The Japanese beauty contract? Let's just say I could buy this house 3 times over. Why? Mom whispered. Why keep it secret? Because I wanted just once for you to see me. Actually see me. Not as Chloe's smart sister or your brilliant daughter or any other limiting label. Just me, but you couldn't, could you? Even now, sitting in the house I bought you, you can't admit that maybe you were wrong. Chloe stood up suddenly. Tell her the rest, Maya. Chloe, no, if we're doing this, do all of it. Tell her about my degree. The room shifted, another secret preparing to detonate. I looked at my sister, the pretty one, the pageant queen, the one who was supposed to coast on her looks. Chloe has a master's in biochemistry. Graduated summa cum laude. She's currently working on a PhD in molecular genetics. Mom's world visibly tilted. What? The pageants were to pay for school, Chloe said quietly. The modeling gigs, the appearances, all of it went to tuition. But you never asked what I was studying. Never came to my graduation. Too busy telling everyone about your pretty daughter to notice she was also brilliant. We traded places, I added. The pretty one secretly being smart, the smart one secretly being pretty. Both of us suffocating in the boxes you built for us before we could even speak. I don't understand, Mom said, and for the first time, she looked old. Why would you both lie? We didn't lie, Chloe said. We just stopped correcting your assumptions. It was easier than fighting the narrative you'd written for us. The narrative that made you the victim, I added. Poor Mom, dealing with one daughter who's too pretty and attracts all the wrong attention. Poor Mom, dealing with another daughter who's too smart and can't relate to normal people. You gotta be the suffering mother of complicated daughters instead of just our mother. Diane had shrunk into the corner, probably regretting every gossip session she'd ever had with Mom about their children. Do you want to know the worst part? I asked. We protected each other from you. Chloe never told you about my modeling because she knew you'd find a way to diminish it. I never told you about her academic achievements because I knew you'd find a way to make it about her looks anyway. The pretty genius, Chloe said bitterly. That would have been your new thing. Can you believe Chloe's smart too? With that face? It's so unfair to other girls. And Maya, I continued, would have become the smart one who also models. Not a successful model. Not beautiful. Just smart with a side hustle you could minimize. Mom was crying now, ugly tears that ruined her carefully applied makeup. I was trying to protect you both. To help you understand your strengths. You were trying to control us, I corrected. To make us fit into neat categories that made sense to you. The pretty one and the smart one. Like we were characters in your story instead of complete human beings. Do you know what I heard every day growing up, I asked? Don't worry about your looks, Maya. You have your brain. As if being smart meant I couldn't also be beautiful. As if intelligence was a consolation prize for not looking like Chloe. And I heard, Chloe added. Don't worry about grades, Chloe. You have your face. As if being pretty meant I couldn't also be intelligent. As if beauty was an excuse for not being like Maya. We spent our entire childhoods being half of ourselves, I said. The halves you allowed us to be. Mom looked between us, really seeing us, for maybe the first time. The house. You really bought it? Cash, I confirmed. The car in your driveway? I bought that too. The vacation you took last year to Greece? Who did you think paid for that? You said it was a work bonus from my fake tech job? Mom, I haven't worked in tech a single day in my life. I've been flying to shoots, managing investments, and building a portfolio while you thought I was coding. And I've been in labs, Chloe added. Running experiments, publishing papers, making actual scientific breakthroughs while you thought I was just batting my eyelashes for cameras. Show her the L cover, Chloe said to me. I pulled it up. Next month's issue, not yet on stands. Me on the cover with the headline, The Model Who Walked Away, Maya Thompson on Choosing Life Over Limelight. They wanted to do a feature on models who left the industry for other careers, I explained. Except I didn't leave for another career. I left because I'd made enough money to live how I wanted. To buy my mother a house she could be proud of, even if she could never be proud of me. That's not... I am proud. Of what? I challenged. What about me makes you proud? Without mentioning my intelligence or my education, just me as a person, what about me makes you proud? The silence stretched until it broke. I don't know you, Mom admitted finally. Either of you. I don't know my own daughters. No, Chloe agreed. You know the daughters you invented. The ones who made you feel needed. The pretty one who needed protection from her beauty. The smart one who needed comfort for her plainness. But we never needed those things, I said. We needed a mother who saw us as whole people. Who celebrated all of our victories. Not just the ones that fit your narrative. Diane finally escaped, mumbling excuses about needing to get home. The door clicked shut behind her, leaving just the three of us in the house I'd bought with money from being beautiful. The one thing Mom never thought I could be. What happens now? Mom asked, looking lost. Now you decide, I said. Do you want to know your actual daughters? The complete, complex, surprising people we really are? Or do you want to keep the simple story of the pretty one and the smart one? It's not that simple. It is exactly that simple, Chloe interrupted. Maya and I are done being half people. We're done hiding parts of ourselves to make you comfortable. I'm brilliant and beautiful. Maya's gorgeous and genius. We're both, Mom. We've always been both. I picked up my bag, a designer piece from my last show in Milan that Mom had never noticed. I'm going home. To my penthouse. The one I bought with my face and my body and my ability to work a camera. The one you've never visited because you didn't know it existed. Maya, wait. I've been waiting 24 years for you to see me. Really see me. Not just the parts that fit your story. I paused at the door. The invitation stands. You can come visit whenever you're ready to meet your daughter Maya. All of her. Not just the smart one, Chloe stood up too. And I have a thesis defense next month. You're invited. If you can handle watching your pretty daughter be brilliant. We left together. The pretty one and the smart one. Finally free from the labels that had defined and diminished us our entire lives. Behind us, our mother sat in the house her invisible daughter had bought with beauty she couldn't acknowledge. Surrounded by photos of a pretty daughter whose brilliance she'd never seen. Outside, Chloe and I stood by our cars. Mine a Tesla bought with modeling money. Hers a hybrid bought with research grants. Think she'll come around? Chloe asked. I don't know. But at least now she knows the truth. That her smart daughter is stunning and her pretty daughter is brilliant. That her daughters are complete. Human beings who refuse to be reduced to single. Adjectives we hugged to sisters who'd kept each other's secrets so long we'd almost forgotten they weren't secrets at all. Just parts of ourselves we'd been trained to hide. As I drove away, I thought about that moment on the couch, Mom and her friend discussing the burden of having one pretty daughter while I sat right there, invisible as always. But I wasn't invisible. I'd never been invisible. I'd been erased, edited out, cropped from the family portrait to maintain a story that was easier to tell than the truth. But the truth was out now. The smart one was gorgeous. The pretty one was brilliant. And the mother who'd divided us into halves would finally have to reckon with the whole daughters she'd never bothered to know. The modeling contract that paid for her house. The beauty she couldn't see sitting right there, all along.